trade rumors.
I spent the whole morning on the phone and emailing people. You can't believe how many emails are in my box that I need. Maybe I get Sniffer or Mascot to come clean out my emails when we're done with the draft. I have so much junk in there. Let's talk about NFL trade rumors. We'll start here, and this thing is evolving as we go. Big story out of Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is talking to Green Bay about a deal. They would trade their top wide receiver, George Pickens, to the Packers. Now, I heard they wanted Green Bay's number one. Now, is Pickens damaged goods? Pickens has been such a talent and such an attitude problem for years and years. And all off season, all the Steelers would say is George Pickens is on this team, and there needs to be a maturity level that he needs to get to, and they haven't seen it. And they haven't seen it in a couple of years. And he's highly erratic, and he's highly volatile, and there's lapses in concentration. Green Bay needs a stud wide receiver, maybe under a different coaching staff. Maybe he'd be better somewhere else. But that's one of the rumors that Pittsburgh is talking to Green Bay about George Pickens going to the Packers. Now, I don't know if the Green Bay would give up a number one or the Green Bay would just want to give up a second-round draft pick. Second trade that's out there, and this got legs to stand on because they know this guy because this guy played for them. LA Rams are talking to Miami about a deal for Pro Bowl cornerback Jalen Ramsey. He's got 2 years left, $48 million on his contract. Rams have cap space to make the deal. Miami wants a third-round pick. Jalen Ramsey is age 31. They need cornerbacks in Miami. This guy can still play, and he played for Sean McVay prior, and then he became a free agent. So keep an eye on that one. If maybe he gets traded at the draft, if not tonight, then maybe tomorrow. But Jalen Ramsey to the Rams is out there. Ramsey's name also surfaced. The Raiders had interested in him too. I'm not sure what to make of this rumor out of Dallas. The Cowboys are dropping hints to their beat people that there's a significant trade coming. And I'm not sure whether they're going to package picks and move up into the first round higher, or whether they're going to go get another first-round pick. I'm just not sure. Not active in free agency at all. Obviously, they've had salary cap issues, but they think they've solved all that. But they're saying there's something coming in Dallas. It might involve veteran player acquisition, so keep an eye on that. Giants, Chiefs. John and I have talked extensively over the last group of weeks. Who the hell's your quarterback in the future? New York Football Giants. You went through the chaos you had last year. You let Daniel Jones go. You had nobody at quarterback. Now you go into the marketplace, and now you got two guys at quarterback, but do you have the right two guys on rental deals? There's a report the Giants are talking to Kansas City about trading for the 31st pick in the first round. Kansas City would drop back a couple positions and pick something else up. The Giants, if they got to 31, might take the flyer on Shedeur Sanders at 31. And that maybe is the genesis of why they worked him out on Thursday in Boulder, Colorado.
That's interesting.
So that's interesting. Okay, a couple of others within the last hour. This is from the guys that I network with who are on the floor of the draft. There's continued dialogue that New England might be willing to trade back from number 4 stockpile picks. Mike Vrabel has had just a really good offseason with free agency. They could still get a really good player, say if they went from 4 to 6, 4 to 8, 4 to 10, and get additional choices. So New England has said, for the right price, we might trade back. Houston is trying to find an offensive tackle. Houston's at number 25. They want to trade from 25. They want to trade up. They got multiple choices. Denver is getting offers from clubs. Denver wants to go up to as high as 13. Denver wants Tyler Warren. They're talking to Miami. Denver, Miami, 20 up to 13. Miami would pick up an additional choice. But Denver is also talking to teams behind them. Is there anybody who wants to jump Pittsburgh and maybe get the chance at Shedeur Sanders? Pittsburgh drafts 21. Denver drafts 20. Denver's shopping 20 and say, anybody back there Want to leap over Pittsburgh and you want Shedeur Sanders? Play the Price is Right. And then there's the New Orleans situation as to what they're going to do. So, John, I love this part of the day. I love this part of my job, just taking these notes and talking to these guys who are on the floor of the draft, and guys that cover these different teams. So, which trade? I threw a lot at you there. What do you think about Pickens to Green Bay, Ramsey to the Rams? Any other trade rumors there that kind of grabbed you by the shirt?
Well, the one with Shedeur going at 31 to the Giants. I mean, that's making a lot of sense all of a sudden. So that's intriguing to me. Ramsey, I mean, he was really well thought of when he was with the Rams, and I was trying to figure out how he left. And you said it was free agency, but he's clearly in demand. The Raiders were talking about wanting to sign him, so I can see how this all plays out. But it's just the whole vibe during the draft, and you got the guys on the desk and like, wait, we got a report and we got a trade coming down, and then Goodell walks up to the podium and everyone's like, ooh, who do you trade for? I love all that.
And then the Jets and Giant fans would boo.
Yeah. Well, that's especially when it was in Radio City Music Hall. It was all the Jets fans would be there. But this will be fun to watch on TV, like you say, Green Bay, and there's going to be all the intrigue. And, we were saying this first round was sort of kind of not sexy because it didn't have as many, quote, skill guys. But if they start making deals and moving things around, this could be pretty entertaining.
How about Green Bay steal the thunder of the draft if they get Pickens from Pittsburgh, attitude and all? He's a big-time player, and they really need help at wide receiver to go with the bright young quarterback, Jordan Love.
Yeah, well, what remind me again what the whole thing on Pickens was that was driving him out of Pittsburgh?
Just attitude and inconsistency and giving up on plays and pouting all the time. It just went on and on and on. And I'm surprised that Mike Tomlin did not grab him by the throat and say, you're going to play the way I want you to play. And that means consistency. But Pittsburgh has had all kinds of problems at wide receiver with divas. Deontay Johnson and what was a running back's name that sat out a whole year and effectively wrecked his career. And Tomlin just haven't been able to control these divas. So it's kind of interesting. And Pickens is right there, like Deontay Johnson and the running back they had.
Give me Lynn Swann and John Stallworth.
Back in the day, you think. Okay, so those are trade rumors. That's something else you can pay attention to as we go towards the draft.